All right, let's get straight to it. Welcome back to AI Solutions, the pathway to profit. This is episode 17, and we're calling this one Small Data, Big Impact. AI for businesses without massive datasets. Frankly, I'm tired of the myth that you need a Google-sized server farm to make AI work for you. It's complete nonsense, usually pushed by consultants looking to sell you a six-figure project you don't need. What I see time and again are smart businesses sitting on a gold mine of information they just think of as records. So stop for a second. Imagine taking that spreadsheet of last year's sales, your customer list from a CRM, and turning it into a reliable forecast of what your clients will want next quarter. That's not science fiction. That's what we're unpacking today. So let's get one thing straight. When I say small data, I don't mean your data is inadequate. It's a term of respect. The whole industry got obsessed with the so-called 3 V's of big data: volume, velocity, variety. Frankly, for most businesses, that's just a recipe for a data swamp. What I find works better is to think of it this way. Big data is the ocean. It's vast, deep, and mostly useless if your goal is specific. Small data, on the other hand, is like a perfectly mapped river system. It's smaller, sure, but it's navigable, it has context, and it will take you exactly where you need to go. I've seen companies with just a few thousand clean sales records get more value than enterprises with petabytes of messy, unstructured junk. It's about having focused, high-quality information that actually means something. So, how do you build a powerful model when your data is limited? This is where we pull out the secret weapon. It's a technique called transfer learning, and frankly, it's the biggest game changer for businesses that don't have massive datasets. What I tell my clients is to stop thinking about building an AI from scratch. Instead, you leverage the heavy lifting someone else has already done. A major tech company has already spent millions creating a foundational model trained on a massive general dataset. Think of it as an encyclopedia. What we do is take that brilliant pre-trained model and just fine-tune it with your small, specific, high-quality data. The analogy I always use is this. It's like hiring a world-class chef who already knows every technique. You don't teach them how to cook. You just give them your unique family recipe. They take their vast expertise and perfect your specific dish almost instantly. That's transfer learning. It's efficient, it's powerful, and it gets results. Okay, but what if, even after fine-tuning, your dataset is just too small? This is where we get scrappy. And frankly, this is where the real work gets done. We use data augmentation. It's a fancy term for intelligently creating more data from what you already have. For instance, I worked with a retailer on an image recognition model for their products, but they only had about 50 clean shots per item. What we did was simple. We programmatically rotated each image slightly, cropped them differently, altered the brightness. All of a sudden, 50 images became 500. For text, like analyzing customer feedback, a common trick I use is synonym replacement, or even back translation. Translate a sentence to Spanish and then back to English. The phrasing changes, but the meaning stays. For numerical data, like predicting a rare event, I often use a technique called SMOTE to create synthetic examples of the minority case. Don't think of this as cheating. You're giving the AI more angles to learn from, making it more robust, and ultimately more accurate when it sees new data in the wild. Let's make this real. I see this scenario constantly. A boutique e-commerce store, let's say they sell unique apparel, wants to figure out what to stock for the fall season. For years, they've been guessing. and their back room is a graveyard of unsold inventory. That's just cash, sitting there, dead. So, what I do is start with their data. It's never as much as they think they need. We're talking a few spreadsheets, last year's sales, website click data, and maybe their social media engagement numbers. That's their small data. We take this and build a simple forecasting model. But here's the part that really moves the needle. We enrich it with freely available external data. We pull Google Trends for keywords like plaid blazer or suede boots in their target markets. Suddenly, they're not guessing. The model flags which product types are showing early signs of trending. They order smarter, cut dead stock dramatically, and maximize profit on the winners. Now, here's a critical point where people go wrong. They think AI is about building an autopilot that runs everything. With small data, that's a recipe for disaster. What I advise my clients to do is to treat the AI as a co-pilot, not a replacement for their expertise. We call this the human-in-the-loop approach, and it's the perfect partnership. I had a client who wanted to categorize thousands of customer feedback comments. Instead of setting the AI loose, we had it make the first pass. It would suggest a category, like shipping issue or product quality, and a human expert would simply confirm or correct it with a click. And here's the magic. Every single correction is fed back into the model. The AI learns from your team's knowledge, becoming progressively smarter and more tailored to the unique language of your business. It's not just a tool, it's an apprentice learning from your best people. All right, let's tackle the biggest myth I hear, that you need to hire a team of expensive data scientists to even think about AI. That's gatekeeping, plain and simple, and it's completely outdated. What I see making a real difference now is the rise of no-code and low-code AI platforms. These aren't toys, they are serious business tools. The process I walk my clients through is ridiculously straightforward. You take that clean spreadsheet you have, maybe of customer sales history, you upload it, and the platform asks, what problem are you trying to solve? You select a goal from a drop-down menu, like predict customer churn. You click a button, and the system does the heavy lifting. This isn't a watered-down version of AI. The expertise is now built into the software, making it accessible to anyone with a clear business problem. It has leveled the playing field for good. Let's bring this down to earth. This isn't about some flashy tech startup. This is about a local HVAC company I worked with. Their data was nothing more than their job history in a glorified spreadsheet. Seriously, it just had the customer address, the type of problem, like furnace pilot light out, and how long the tech was on site. For years, their dispatcher was playing Tetris, sending guys all over the city, burning fuel and time. So, what I do in a situation like this is take that simple job data and train a model to do two things. First, predict how long a specific job type will actually take. Second, optimize the daily route based on job locations. The result? It's not sexy, but it's pure profit. Their technicians started fitting in one, sometimes two extra jobs a day, and their fuel bill dropped by nearly 30%. That is a massive, tangible impact from data they already had. Now, I'm going to give you the single most important rule for all of this. If you forget everything else, burn this into your brain. Quality over quantity. I've walked away from clients who proudly show me their massive data lake, only for me to discover it's a polluted swamp. What I do before anything else is focus on data hygiene. You might find that your state column has CA, Calif, and California, all for the same place. and AI sees those as three different things. That's poison. What I like to see is a simple, non-negotiable standard for how information is recorded, and a focus on capturing only what's relevant. A few thousand rows of clean, accurate data that directly addresses your business problem is infinitely more powerful than a petabyte of digital noise. It's not just a good idea, it's the only way to win with small data. So, we've established that clean data is king, but what I'm seeing on the horizon is going to change the game entirely. It's a field called few-shot learning, and frankly, it's where all of this is headed. What we're talking about here are AI models designed to learn a new task from an absurdly small number of examples. I mean, sometimes just a single example. They call that one-shot learning. Imagine you want to teach an AI to identify a new type of defect in your product. Instead of needing thousands of photos, you show it one or two. That's it. The model gets it. For small businesses, this is the ultimate equalizer. The future isn't about who has the biggest pile of data. It's about who can adapt the fastest. This technology will make AI even more accessible, further lowering the barrier to entry and leveling the playing field for good. Okay, enough theory. Let's make this real. If you're wondering where to start, here's the exact three-step plan I give my clients. First, what I do is force them to pick one and only one nagging business problem. Don't try to solve everything at once. Pick something specific, like which of my clients is most likely to churn in the next 90 days. Second, go on a data scavenger hunt. You have this data, I promise you. What I like to see is a simple export from your CRM or your billing system. Find the records related to that one problem. Third, and this is the crucial part, don't call a consultant. Go sign up for a free trial of a no-code AI platform. Upload that one clean spreadsheet and see what it tells you. This isn't about committing to a new system. It's about running a cheap, fast experiment to prove to yourself that there's value locked in the data you already own. Start small, get a quick win, and then build from there. So, let's bring this all together. If there's one thing you take away from our time today, it's this. Stop thinking of your data as small and start seeing it as focused. It's not a limitation. It's your most valuable, untapped asset. What I've seen work time and time again is a simple approach. You leverage powerful tools like transfer learning to get a massive head start, and you obsess over the quality of your data, not the quantity. That's the formula. I appreciate you spending your time with me today. Now, what I want to do next week is move from the back office to the front lines of your business. So, join me for episode 18, AI-powered customer service, the future of the contact center. We're going to explore how AI is fundamentally changing every interaction you have with your customers. If you find this information useful, we would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe this channel to help others find us. If there are subjects you would like covered, please add in the comment section and we will include it in future episodes.